and Kadarius Toney out of Florida. Just two really electric guys with the ball in their hands that can kind of operate that short game in space. And if you get them blockers out in front, they're going to create something out of it. And I think that they could really fit in well in Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur scheme. I know that Moore is probably like a fringe top 5 prospect in terms of consensus where he's going to go. Toney maybe a little bit beyond that. But those are two guys. If I need a receiver and I get them at the end of the first round, early second, I would be very, very happy. Because, I mean, the consensus top 3 or 4, when you talk about Chase, Smith, Waddle, and I guess Kyle Pitts, those guys are all going in the top 15, I want to say. So you're paying a hefty price. And I'm not saying that they're not going to be worth it. But if you could get guys that are this explosive and dynamic with the ball in their hands, late first, early second, I think that's a steal any day of the week.
So I think Rondale was pretty interesting. Yeah, go ahead, because I think I'll let you go, but I think Rondale, but I would love the thoughts of the room or more. I think he's one of the more polarizing guys in this class. And like I said earlier, it's a class full of these like pogo stick, hyper athletic, slot guys. But it's a couple guys in his thing. So how does the room feel about Rondale and his NFL perspectives? I don't know who's trying to cop in there, but go ahead.
That's me. So I'm a pretty big fan of him. This is a loaded wide receiver class. I think, if you don't grab one of these top 3, top 4 guys, you are going to do pretty well on day 2, day 3, grabbing somebody that can, be an immediate impact. But more what I see the difference in just watching tape this year, I saw a lot of prospects that couldn't read soft zones. You got a defense reading, playing zone. And one thing that Moore did over and over again is just adjusted his speed. Sometimes it just takes slowing down just a little bit for that quarterback to hit you in a soft zone. And, once he's got the ball in his hands, it's pretty dynamic. I know the trajectory and the history for these 5'7" guys isn't too great. We got Taylor Gabriel up there from what I read. But no, I think he's a little different. And same with Toney, Kadarius Toney. I know Matt was talking about him. The only knock on him is, durability and just his height. But I think, the comparisons I see for him are Debo Samuel and Curtis Samuel. So, if that's going to be the case, then I would gladly take him, beginning of the second round, late first.
I think I'm just kind of past really caring about height. If you're dynamic in the open field and you could fit now, if you're 5'7" and you're 130, that's a different story. But if you're 5'7" with a little bit of meat on your bones and you could take NFL hits, I'm not really all that worried about your height because NFL, especially creative NFL offenses, are going to find ways to get the ball in your hands and let you do what you do best. And that's why, like I said, I think Rondale Moore or Kadarius Toney in Green Bay would be interesting. I'm on a couple of other teams because I think that they're going to play to their strengths and not make them operate outside of what they do best.
Yeah, I think you guys hit it on the head with his size. That's just as far as the NFL landscape is concerned. There aren't a lot of guys with this profile and the dimensions that he has. But the way the game is moving, I think we kind of have to adjust what, the expectations that we have for these smaller, wider receivers, because a guy like Tyreek Hill, he's changed how you look at these guys because, there is a place for them. It's just, are these offensive coordinators going to catch up to, these smaller, quicker guys who can do damage with the ball in their hands and get them in space? And we see here where they use them on the end around. You got to get creative with these guys because there's no debating that he is a dynamic player and there is a place for him on every offense.
You know what I think about, kind of talking on the Packers? What I think about when I see clips like this? Where would Tavon Austin be ranked, and where would he go if he came out in the 2021 draft instead of 2011 or whatever it was?
Forgot about him.
Yeah, man.
Still the best college highlights maybe I've ever seen.
It just feels like he was so far ahead of his time, and by the time he got to an offense that really played to his strengths was with McVay in the Rams in 2017 or 18. And by that point, his physical prime was probably gone. But yeah, it just kind of makes me wonder because he was with the Packers for a little bit this year.
It's a great run. Look at that.
Wait, what? Tavon Austin was on the Packers?
Yeah, they signed him week 11 or 12, something like that. He didn't really do much.
Clearly. But I'm just like, I had no clue that was a thing. As much sports as we cover, bro, I don't know, man. That's out of control.